Hey, welcome to TDD.Academy. I'm Lancer Kind, and over here is
David Koontz, how you doing?
a Solopreneur Esquire. I'm doing good.
Esquire. Yeah, what's new this week?
What is new this week? Oh, yeah, there's on Sci-Fi Thoughts podcast, for those of you who like science fiction, there's an author from Austin, science fiction author, and lawyer, who got a nomination for the PK Dick Award, and he's currently running a series on Sci-Fi Thoughts. So he writes about Gonzo dystopian lawyer story. So and it's
Oh,
set in
wow.
Texas in the future.
Okay.
So yeah,
Austin, Texas. Huh?
yeah,
Yeah, that's where they keep the crazies in Texas.
Western Texas.
I did that. Yeah, yeah. Austin has the keep Austin crazy bumper stickers or whatever. Don't know if you noticed that
What's
or
going
not.
on in Agile Thoughts?
You're not near Austin.
Oh, Agile Thoughts is doing, if you're into Agile folks and you like to learn about Agile software processes or how to work smoothly with teams or management and, all of the non-things that we do here. Here we do coding, but there that's about, sometimes it's about coding there too, but right now we're doing a series called Agile Framework Fight Night, where we got a panel of experts to fight over whose framework handles
Fight
certain
night.
situations the best. And so that series is
That's
continuing
pretty
along.
cool. All right. You've done a couple of knockdown, drag out
Yeah.
fights then already.
This second
All right.
bout.
Excellent.
David, you were saying you probably won't be here in the next week's show. Is that right?
Yep, I'm taking off. My wife and I are hitting the road. Got the camper loaded up, partially loaded up. Gonna hit the road and see if we can't see a little bit of the U.S. So we're going west from Texas here.
You're going west of Texas, or you're driving through western Texas, or
Yeah, on up to probably Colorado since it's hot down here in Texas. Try to get a little elevation and a little cooler nights and
You're
stuff. And
you're going to take your Texas flag and have people do the Pledge of Allegiance to Texas flag every morning, right? Come on.
probably not. No, I don't actually think we own a Texas flag, as a matter of fact. So, yeah, we're probably in violation of some law or something. They're passing new ones in Texas all the time. I don't know if you've heard, but
A few.
they've gone kind of crazy in Texas with their laws. So, upsetting the whole U.S. Actually, we are.
Yeah.
The Texans are.
Yeah, the New York Times notifications keep popping up about stuff like that,
Yeah.
or the
Yeah.
Washington Post. Huh. All right. Well, hey, maybe we should talk about coding now.
And not an easy transition,
Yeah, I
is
don't
it?
know.
Okay.
It's like we talk about
Yeah.
things that are super
Well,
important.
just pertinent for the day. Yeah. So what? Where'd we lose? I don't see the screen up, so maybe you need to share your
Oh my
screen.
goodness, I am
But,
cheating, David. Let me see if I can do that.
But where did we leave the text edit field? I thought we got
Yeah,
dashes working. We got some test working. We got backspace working, as I remember it. So we were doing pretty good.
oops.
And then you had some idea, crazy idea that you wouldn't let on about, that you might want to just change the whole
Right. Yes.
whole architecture and
Well, a little bit
everything.
of it. Just the part that we were working on. Hang on a second. Let me get my screen share on. And you see screen
Yeah,
now?
there it is.
Sweet. We'll get it
Yeah.
so the audience can see our screen. Yeah. Well, so okay. So let's go ahead and run our unit test and talk about that. So I was trying to. Looks like I did run the unit test just before the show, and I was going to prep myself a little bit. Unusual of me to go prep, but and I was thinking about it, and and so we'll figure it out as we go. So here we have a couple
Okay.
ways to do this. So the last time we were on the show, we were trying to figure out how to test some code that was really hard to test. Meaning we have this asynchronous logic in our Social Security Watcher class, and I remember the problem is I was trying to prep for the show on my GitHub, and it looks like I didn't push to the remote. I think is why I didn't get to see the code for my iPad. But yeah. So we added this action state class. Now it's coming back to me, and we added it because where is that declared at? Oh, there it is. We added this inner class because it's really pretty tightly coupled for this one particular class. And it's to serve the ability to allow us to test something that's very difficult to test. So every time we do something inside of a text editor, if we do these append actions or delete actions, it's going to call itself again, and we need to make sure, we need to make damn sure, sorry for the strong language, kids, damn sure that we don't call ourselves recursively forever and ever. So we have to set a flag, and we have to set it to false. And
we've done that a few times too. Recursive calling ourselves.
We'll watch that little phone
crash.
Explode.
Yeah. Phone explodes.
So we've test driven one of these. I think it was this one. We'll see. And then we ought to test drive the second one. And last show I said, like, I think there's a way we can make this even easier with an architect a little bit, some kind of, I would call it a template method or a way to make this and this. Okay. Picture a function. And that function takes as an argument another function, and a function there, and this function. And all of that other, I know, a lot of functions. That new method would take this thing as an argument, and this thing as an argument, and this thing as an argument. And that method by design would always call the first function, call maybe this one, and then call that one. And that's all that's designed to do. And so I was thinking last week that would be great, because then we unit test that function. It's a function outside of this class. It's a function that's very generic. Its job is just to toggle. It does a call back to this, and then it calls the middle the second argument, and then it calls this as the third argument. And we could design that. We could TDD that super easy. And then we could use that in this code. And we would just have maybe the class that contains the function be created, and then we just call it by passing these things in. Sounds like a good idea. The only problem as I was thinking about it is that we have to figure out how to test that things are going still correct inside of here. And that's before the show I was thinking about that, and I'm like, right now I can't quite see how that's going to help. So I'll be honest with you. We could probably improve the design a little bit, and we could reuse that function, because we're doing the same thing here, right? So there is some value to doing that, but I was really hoping to get out of the business of writing tests against this that need to snoop around with spies, right? I wanted to get out of the spy business. Just like, I don't know if Bond ever wanted to get out of spy business, but so he's probably not the right guy.
I think he did. He got married one time. And, it's just Bond lore, man. You don't know this lore? He got married.
Really?
And then he was driving in his car, and something happened. Some bad guys did something, and he crashed, and his wife died.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. And so he got back in the spy business because of it.
Okay. I have to fix it. Got another camera thing going on here. Pardon me a second. I got to get you live on the camera, and we're having there it is. Oh, you camera.
And it looks like you dropped a 1231460 into our code.
It probably doesn't work anymore now, does it?
It probably doesn't. It probably needs a undo.
Sorry, I got to fix something here. Wow, another technical issues popped up here, folks. Let me see if I can fix it. Why? Okay, let's see if that solves my problem. David is frozen on the screen for our audience. He's looking very attentive at the code.
I'm not. I'm
I
not
know you're not.
frozen.
I mean, I can see you moving.
I'm
But
live.
why is this happening? Now, this is bizarre. All right. Apparently, today's the day of,
Bizarro
I don't
world on
know. I don't
OBS
get it.
land.
I
Huh?
can see you moving here, and it's not updating you on the stream.
Mm.
All right, let me try one thing, and then maybe maybe you just do voiceovers over your
Okay.
let me think. What would cause? I don't know, man. Seriously, I've never seen this one. Getting some new curveballs thrown at me. I'm used to curveballs, but today I'm getting new ones. And
Yeah.
usually they're old ones, like where I go like, oh, I remember vaguely. Why is this? All right, let me turn the camera on and off. Maybe the capture will work. All right, that's not helping me. All right, David. I think let's soldier on with you sitting there, looking attentively at the screen.
Okay.
And
Yeah. Yeah, I can do
I
that.
don't know, man. Something.
Okay.
Software must
All
have
right.
been updated. That's all I can say.
Okay. Okay. Somewhere on line 31 and 32, you need to do some
Oops.
undos.
Wow. Okay. And
Yeah. That's looking good.
let's rerun those tests. Get this thing out of my way.
And okay.
All right. So yeah, I as I was thinking about it, I mean, the design of that didn't seem like a bad idea, but trying to get out of the business of having to test it, I'm not convinced that we'll do that now. Get out of the business of making our on-text change test simpler. I'm not sure it'll make it simpler.
Yeah, so our text watcher action state is a spy, if I'm not correct.
In the
correct?
text it is.
Am I
Yeah,
correct?
You implemented it, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to remember, and so it's a spy. It's spying on things and reporting back when certain stuff happens, and you're scrolling the screen so fast nobody can read that.
Well, they didn't want to read all that. Let's see. I'm trying to find the
Okay.
on.
Are you trying to find something?
I'm trying to figure out what test we wrote last. I'm looking at our test names here. Maybe we need to improve some things here if it's hard to find. All right, adding dash is false, true, phone deletes character, blah, blah, blah. Won't do anything if is deleting. All right, that's one that we haven't implemented yet. That's still ignored. And then dash is false for first number. I don't think that's it. After text change doesn't change the string. I don't think that's it either. Wow, I don't see our test. All right, I have to scroll slowly now. Oh, spy. Adding dash is false. Oh, here's action state. On text change, adding dash is true for third number. So it's going to add the dash after you type in the third number. That makes sense. Okay, cool. So there's our spy action state 07. Okay. And what it does is it creates a string and it stacks into the string the calls so that later you can say, hey, I expect it to be true at the beginning, and then after the thing is executed, it returns false. All right.
Okay.
So I wonder if we should, all right. Hang on a second. Before we get further, we should probably run the app, make sure the app works. Suppose that's important, huh?
I always like a running app. Well, I mean, that's kind of new, you know. If you go back 10, 15, 20 years when you started programming, when you had a lot of hair and everything, you didn't run your app all the time. You didn't constantly have a running app. You might go weeks before your app would run again. Maybe that's not true for you.
I remember
Maybe
on
you
my
started
VIC-20
out-
typing in programs,
Yeah.
and then the only way I would know if it would work is to
VIC-20.
run it, and it might take me an hour to type it in, and sometimes weird stuff would happen when I'm running it, and then I have to debug it. Yeah. So it looks like it's working. If I delete, it deletes 1, 2, so that part works. That's all the functionality we have. So
Okay.
here's what I suggest. Because right now, after thinking a few steps ahead, I'm not convinced we can make the testing situation easier by redesigning like I thought. I can make the code look maybe a little better, but I don't know if that's a good enough win. So,
Okay.
because I was hoping to make our tests easier. So let's add a new test for, here, let me be specific. We have code in there that's still not tested, right? Because we had to redesign. All right, so folks, if you take a step back, TDD means you write the test first, then you write some functionality to get the test passed, and then if you're working on an Android phone, you might want to run it in the phone after your test passes. But what happened last time is we knew what code to write, but we didn't know how to test it. That does sometimes happen. And so we wrote the code anyhow, because we said, well, let's at least see if we can get the functionality to work, and then maybe later we'll be inspired to figure out how to get the testing working. So that's what happened, and we got it working, then we added a new design to allow us to test it. Well, that's what this is with the SPY. But now we have a little bit more test to catch up on. We have something in here. Whoops, I got to go to not the test, but the code. And see this, couldn't TDD below. So we got that. We got rid of that for this one, okay? But we haven't got rid of that for this one. So if I take out the functionality here, all right,
if the cursor precision,
let's demonstrate something for the folks here. So if I take this code back out, whoops, that's probably more than I wanted to take out. Actually, I could take all kinds of things out. I could take, this code's pretty well tested now. Whoa, is adding and is getting. So this is about is adding. Okay, interesting. So this code should cause a test failure, or this change should cause a test failure. And we go over here, we do run all tests. And these blazing fast unit tests.
blazing fast. It does. I like that it learns to delete first. It's just a
test failure or not?
coincidence.
See test failure. What have I done?
Uh-oh.
So maybe I changed the wrong code. So this one was testing, is adding dash is true for third number. Okay, that's what's testing. I may not have changed the right code. So this is checking if cursor position is equal to 2. Oh, apparently it's this one. Cursor position equals 3. That's when it would add the dash. All right, so I think I changed the wrong code. I may have uncovered that's the code we need to write a test for, but let's fiddle a little bit here. We've got this test, sort of fast feedback test here. Let's just run it this way. See if it fails. Learn, delete, blah, 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 blah. That one passed too. What are we testing with this silly code?
Well, I'm not sure that commenting that section that you commented out is going to necessarily cause a failure.
Yeah, maybe it's not tested then. Okay, that's probably possibly still true. So is this the code I need to comment out? It is about adding dash, right? So set is adding dash to true. So if I take that code out, we should get a test failure. Say that for the third time.
I think so. I don't know.
Dave's going, yeah, whatever.
Let's find out.
All his confidence gone. Confidence gone.
Confidence is lacking.
All right. Look. Oh, yeah. Oh, there it is. So we got this sort of fakey red, not very red color there. All right, so that's what's tested. We're learning that we don't have a test that's covering all of the conditions in the if loop, in the if statement either. All right, well, we got some testing to do. I thought we had this covered too, but we do not. All right, let's think about that. So I put the code back in, I can run the test, that'll take a little time. So while that's running, this is testing that if cursor positions equal to 2, 0, 1, 2. Oh, that's right. That's the third character. 0, 1, 2. That
Mm-hmm.
makes more sense to me now. And get is adding dash is false, meaning, hey, it's not already trying to do something in here. And is deleting dash is false, like, hey, it's not trying to delete here. Then go do these things. So a test we can add is, let me see here. How is this going to work? Wow. So we have tests that confirm that these lines are in here. Like I could take this line out too, and I think a test will fail. Let's kick the tires on that one a little bit.
I'm guessing that your
Yep.
normal state of TDDing is that kicking the tires is a lot quicker,
Yeah.
right?
All right,
Yeah.
so we got that. So we proved that line is tested.
That one, yeah.
But our if condition isn't all tested. So is there a way we can test this? So if cursor positions equal to 2, let me take both of these out. Let's see how bad it is here. So
Yeah, because I remember commenting those out and it failing at some point some weeks ago.
Yeah.
So I thought something is...
it's possible. I mean, it's possible.
It's possible that we changed our test too. So, yeah.
All right, so right now our tests are not detecting that we're checking the state of get is adding dash. So that
Yeah.
means,
And we have an ignored test. Do you want to see what the ignored one is?
won't do anything if is in
I
deleting.
think-
So this is when it's in the deleting one. We're still on the dash one. So yeah, I thought we were just going to go
okay.
to this next, but I didn't predict, I didn't know ahead of time that we would find more test gap on that other one. So let's
see.
try to, if you don't mind, let's try to get this one and then we'll come to that one. All right, so what is the condition we need to set up? So we need to set cursor position is equal to 2. We need to set the parameter of false of either one of those. And then what should happen is we should not see an append, but in this case it will. So I think we can test that. I don't think that's too hard. We're just passing in the right conditions to make it say it shouldn't append, and yet it'll still append because of these other conditions are not correct. These other conditions are not being checked. All right, so let's see here. If we go to the test, this is it's going to look a lot like this test. Actually, before I start copy pasting me here, is there anything I can do? Oh, it's true for the third number. We have a couple of those. Is there anything I can do to stop having to copy paste SSN text watcher? It's always got a text watcher. It sometimes has this action state. No, I think we just made ourselves a good reason then why we can't. I think I'm gonna have to have. We've got variants here. We can't just. What do I try to say here?
You wanted to, I suppose you wanted to factor out some
Yeah.
of the duplicated
Right.
code.
But there's some differences that are going to happen. All right, so here in this arrange, we're going to test on text change, adding dash is, it's not about adding dash. On text change, when it's called, it's on, adding dash is not called recursively.
It's false.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So trying to figure out how to say all that. Adding dash, when adding dash.
It's about the recursive calling of adding a dash. Doesn't recurse,
No cursing.
I guess. No cursing and no recursing.
So I think the rest of this code's probably okay. We'll find out in a moment here. I'm not 100% sure we even need it, to be honest, but we'll find out. So we must have two. We have two types of, okay, it's a single constructor with a default, fine. So now in this case, it's adding dash append. And so if append's called, it's already going to put a dash in. So once it gets into that append state, it's going to append a dash, and then that's where the bad business happens, where it calls us. It's allowing itself to append again, and append again, and append again, and append again, and then I get stuck. Okay, on text change, cursor position is 2. A little unclear if it should be 2. Yeah, because the cursor didn't move. It just got an append. So I think it's still going to be 2. Number of characters is 0. But what should happen is when it calls this, we shouldn't get another dash. Because it appended again. Appended again.
We shouldn't get another dash.
We expect that from text box. So this test, we might not actually have to have our spies working for us. So does that make sense? Is if, but I got to set up the conditions of the, okay, I got to go back up here and set up the condition. And the condition is when this thing calls set is adding state. The condition is set adding dash should be true, and deleting dash we don't care about right now, but set adding dash should be true, assuming the getter was working and not commented out like it is. Okay, so I need to override get, I guess. So I don't know that I need to do this. I'm gonna take that out. I don't think I need it. Get is adding dash. Okay. Okay, so we have set up that cursor position is equal to 2. We set it to true, which means it shouldn't go in here if this code was enabled. And it shouldn't have a dash, another dash. Does that make sense? I'm looking at you on there, but you're frozen, so I can't tell.
Yeah,
I can't read your facials right now.
I'm that frozen, so I need to verbalize more.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't.
I think I'm following you. It's weird, but I think I'm following you. And so when this test fails, we're going to see it with a 1, 2, 3 dash dash.
You got it. I'm going to hit the play button here.
Okay.
And I can't believe we've got a frozen David Koontz on the show today. Or actually, he's just holding still. He's screwing around with us, folks.
Yeah, well, yeah.
All right, test failed. Does not recurse, and it recursed. I mean, it allowed itself to enter again.
It cursed.
It's an exception. So it expected 1, 2, 3 dash, but was. Oh, wait. We might have a toString issue here. Oh, that bloody toString issue. Got to call toString on the end of that. Yeah, it didn't. My test may not be failing like I want it to.
That text box dot toString.
There it is.
Right there, line 173.
Oh, okay. Now what it looks like it's going to bloody well pass, so I can figure that out. But let's see. I'm afraid it's going to pass. Why? I expected 1, 2, 3 dash, but I should be getting a second dash because I did set it up as here, and I called on text change again, and cursor, my text box is 1, 2, 3 dash.
But will the cursor position, with that dash in there, will the cursor position still be at 2?
Well, I'm telling it it's at 2.
No.
So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Number of characters replaced, number of characters added. That one, I think everything stays the same. What I've observed, I'm taking a little bit of a guess on these inputs, but what I've observed is that it's about what the user did with the cursor position. It isn't about if you do an append, it doesn't update the cursor positions on the callbacks. And that's,
Okay.
so I think the state is still the same as what it was a moment ago or earlier. So it passed, which I was afraid of after I saw that. So I don't know why that happened. So let's see if we can run this through our head. This is true. I mean, this is like so. This is a 2, 0, 0, 1 with the inputs. So if we go into here and we say, it's going to be that string with a
We're in
dash,
on-text.
2, 0, 1, and cursor position is equal to 2. It's still equal to 2 because that's what I told it. Now I'm not calling get adding dash, so okay. So I set it to true because that's what would happen. We're simulating the fact that it comes in here and does an append, adds a dash, and then it calls itself again, and but this state should be true, and it's not checking it. It's not guarding against it. So why didn't it call this again? That's what it looks like. It looks like it didn't call SSN append again. That's pretty weird. It looks like my test didn't cause that to happen. On text change. Is that what we're testing? On text changed. Yes. What's missing here? Cursor positions 2. It should call.
So we should have got a printout on the screen from that print line statement on 29.
Yeah.
And what does that print line statement tell us?
I'll put it in here. One text changed.
Yeah.
Well, I ran too many tests. Let's run the one test.
Yeah, does that clear the window?
Let's run the one test. Okay, so it says on text change 1, 2, 3 dash, cursor position 2, 0, 1. All right, so this first if should fire. It's the first if. Cursor position is equal to 2. Yeah, it's equal to 2. It's going to tell set is adding dash to true, which it'll do. And it's going to call append again. So why didn't that work? Is it because, where's this coming from? I think we said that correctly in my test. We said text box text, set it up to that. The watcher, it's passed into the function here.
So is there a difference between calling text box text append 1, 2, 3 and SSN like we do in the I think it's in the code we call SSN something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think that might be a problem.
SSN
I think
append.
you're onto something there. I don't think because we're passing in here, but SSN is a different matter. Okay. Yeah, we have to call another function to get the SSN set. We got to call this after to get our editable set. Good catch. Yep. So because a lot of our tests have to call one of those APIs to set this, to cache this SSN number, and we didn't do that in this test because it wasn't necessary with the one we copied. Oops, don't need that. All right, good. Yep, so we're not changing SSN. Oops. Click on that. All right, so before we call that's part of our range. So we gotta call watcher. Text change, not on, it's the other one. Before? Yeah,
After?
I think it was before, but let's double check. Oh, it's after. Okay. Never mind. After text changed. And then the string is text box text. All right, I think that should get us editing the right thing then. So yeah, so now the functions are using the same text box text. All right, I think it'll fail. Let's run that test. There we are. All right, good catch. Hey, let's try getting you driving here.
Okay, I'm not seeing the output on my screen. I'm wondering if the output is coming through. I was trying to
Oh,
drive,
I
but
haven't.
I can't.
Well, no, you have to. Yeah, you can
Okay.
request control. The old Zoom way. I don't know.
The old Zoom way? I don't know how to do
Let's
that.
see. I gotta figure out. Oh, I have to hit escape, and then I could say remote
Oh,
control. I can just give it to you. Give mouse keyboard control to.
yeah.
There we are.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, scrolling. Nice.
Yeah, I'm scrolling down all these tasks looking for the text that we. Yeah, okay. See, I wasn't seeing this on the
Oh,
screen,
yeah.
yeah. All right, we got it to work. We got it to
Yes.
fail. Sorry. We got it to fail, and we now want to make it pass. And so we could go into our test and uncomment the comment, or comment out the comment, or
You mean the
undo the
product code?
comment, whatever it's called.
Yeah, the product code. Yeah.
I can't figure out where I
Click on
am,
SSN
or where I'm
Text
supposed to go.
Watcher.
SSN Text Watcher. Okay. And that's not what I want to be at.
There it is. Line 30.
There it is. Okay.
Now, it turns out you don't need to
Okay,
uncomment both of those. We still have a more testing gap to cover.
Yeah. I'm thinking that you're probably going to make me want to have to come in here and comment from here.
Yeah, that's a good way.
Oops, on
Sweet.
like that, and see, and now run this test and see
Yeah,
if
you're reading my mind. We're doing reverse TDD
yeah,
here, folks.
okay.
We're
Yeah.
commenting out the code and using tests to allow us to put it back in. Okay, so that one passed. And now we got to be a little sad because, oh, we wrote too much code. We got to reverse TDD this a little bit by adding another test that fails so we can put that other functionality in.
So go over to my test then, and maybe, is this the right code here?
I hope so. Actually, I'm not sure now. Yeah, that's
I'm
right
thinking, I'm thinking I can do a copy
I
and
think you
paste.
just need to enhance this one.
Oh, you want to just enhance
Because
it?
it's still the same behavior. It's starting to recurse again. It's recursing us, David, but it doesn't. It's not honoring the other Boolean. So you'll have to mock that Boolean. This Boolean has the state. What do we call that thing? Action state has two Booleans in it. You have to override. See how we overrode one of the Booleans to return get is adding dash? You want to also override the get is deleting dash. Get is deleting dash.
Okay. So if I'm understanding, you're saying do this. This is a weird thing for me to do. Get is deleting dash.
And so if it's
what just happened?
it's just helping you.
That
just
is
delete it. It's helping you in a not helpful way. Just return true is what you want. Because that's the other case that's in there. Oh man, we're getting semicolons. We're getting semicolons in our colon somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know. Apparently I did that.
Should we get rid of those? That was a finger mismatch.
And
Okay. And you're saying doing that And now if I run my test, you're thinking it should start to fail?
Okay, hang on a second. So what's it going to do? Yeah, it's going to call itself again. Yes. If something feels wrong, though. I can't quite express it. Something, so we haven't. All right, so we have two things set to true. It doesn't check that the second one is set to true. And the problem is deleting is false.
Was it?
Yeah, no, there's a bit of a quirk. We have to change that one to do something different. So our test.
Do we want it to be false, though?
I want to think about this for a second. Can we look at the code? Something's
Yeah,
bothering me a little bit.
I think that's what I'm doing.
Okay, there it is.
Right?
So I wonder if we could simplify this a little bit, and maybe we can't. But so we have false.
What is this if test?
I'm bothered by something here. And okay, I know we can write this test. We would have to add another function, another call in there, and text watcher would have to be something like true, which means it won't append it. But we already have that case, so we have to do the reverse logic where you have to copy paste that function into a new test. Sorry, I'm not being ambiguous. You have to create a second test, and pass it in so that text watcher action state is deleting is actually false. This is where I start getting a little confused. I think I want to think about this differently. I want to take a big step back here. I'm gonna tap on this code block a second, because I think we're getting tied up in some details, and I think although we can make it work with those details, I think it's unnecessary. So my question is this: to make the phone happy, it feels like whenever we're doing something in here or something in here, we don't want it to enter this block again. Is that true?
Yeah, we don't want separate threads recursing in and doubling up our work. And we think we get recursive separate threads in these text watcher things, which I guess we know to be true, but just because they do it.
Because right now we have two different Booleans to do the same purpose, I think. And like, do we really care if it's adding dash or deleting dash? Shouldn't we just say like, don't re-enter on text change? And then it will simplify us because we'll go down to one Boolean, and then that's less tests to write. And I don't know that we care. Once we're here, I don't think we want to go here with a recursion. When we're here, I don't think we want to go here with a recursion. And if that's true, we just really need only one Boolean.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Neither one of those things should recurse and go into the other one.
So to test this, we probably ought to we can't learn this through unit testing. We have to do some learning by talking to the phone. I propose we comment out our current if blocks, and we put in a single Boolean. Maybe we'll just pick one of these. We'll pick a different one, actually. Let me think about this.
Yeah, let's pick a different one. Let's create a different one.
So it won't be confusing. And because these are about context. Get is adding dash, is deleting dash. Mm-hmm. And honestly, I don't think we care. That's like we're getting into too much details, and I don't think it's necessary. So let's test that. So we're going to stop doing TDD for a minute to learn something, and we're going to have to, pay attention so we can get back to knowing what we have tested. So it seems like it's like this. If some Boolean, like, I'm going to make this up for a note. It doesn't, we'll have to move this up to a class variable, but let's just, if Boolean don't
recurse
or skip or something like that. Technically, recursion already happens. It comes into here. So
Yeah.
maybe we say skip or skip out. Make it.
Okay.
Whatever, skip. And if we have a, get that semicolon. So if skip is true, then we just do a return right there. And we have a guard statement. I'm going to call it a little bit more like skip on text changed. Because if I think a little bit further ahead, I think we might have a couple, we might have to be, we might end up having another Boolean in one somewhere else, but I'm not sure. Okay, and then we just have one line there, and then we have to set that state here and here and here and here, and declare it up in the class. I'm going to declare it here because this is all where we're at. Why is it? Is it not capitalized, or is it? Oh, it's got to be a val or something, variable. So folks, I'm just putting it here for a moment because this is all prototype code that we're going to change and TDD back in. And the default is, yes, you can recurse. Not skip. Default is don't skip. And I'm writing Java again, David. Actually, I could probably just do that. All right, cool. All right, nice. And then here, we just got to say, I'm going to make a little bit of a mess to do this test. And we're going to get, and those ifs will stay there, but they'll be cursor position only ifs. And so that's okay. This one here has,
You're on the print
okay,
line.
we already got this commented out, so I don't need to fool with that. All right, so then we add in skip.
You don't have the text watcher action state getting is adding dash.
Oh,
You've not commented out. Yeah.
all right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, so my hope is this will save us some time because it'll be simpler. True. And then when it's done, come on. Semicolons.
It allows it.
Yeah, that's funny. It's like JavaScript. It's like, yeah, whatever you want, man.
Mm-hmm.
Enter.
Well, Kotlin knows that it inherited from Java, so.
Okay, and I got some kind of dashing going on here, or tabbing. Not quite working right. Okay, so let's see if the phone works with this, if the simulator works, and we can talk about how to test that with test-driven development.
What is this class David? That's interesting. Who would have named something like that?
That's
It's got
funny.
a
I
constructor.
wonder why it's here. Should we delete David?
I don't know. Deleting. Don't know what he's doing.
Must have been up to no good. All right, cool. Let's run this in the phone
Yeah.
and see if it actually does this, all the activities we want, and then we'll talk about how to test it. Yeah. I'm not saying this will get us out of the business of having to use a spy, but at least let's get it down to simpler.
One
Yeah.
spy. Okay. Okay.
Gradle, waiting for target devices, installing. This actually is taking a little more time than it usually does. Oh, it's still probably faster than the unit tests. Hard to say. 1, 2, 3, dash. And of course, that stuff always works. Delete.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I think we've proven that
Yeah.
we can do more with less Booleans, or do the same
Okay.
thing. And so now we only have to
Same thing with
write
this.
one spy,
Okay.
and that should simplify our life a little bit. because I don't want to like haul around all those. It's always...
Okay, so you're in the middle of refactoring while we've got a failing test, but I'm okay with that. I understood what you were doing. Are you going to leave this code
No,
in and clean it
we're
up a
gonna.
little
Yeah,
bit?
well, we're gonna. How do I say this? So I think the change is only like we know we want an if statement like this in the future. Okay, we're going to want to TDD that in, and we don't care about all of these things in here anymore. Like this one. This one's gonzo. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean out the code. Yeah, you're right. I'm doing refactoring while I'm not sure if we have a failing test or not. I can't really remember. Okay,
We do.
because I wasn't
Yeah.
sure if it was all right. I thought we had a passing one and we haven't figured out how to make it fail. That was where I started getting dissatisfied.
Oh, okay. Okay. Maybe
Now
that's
we
the
do
way
need
it
to
is.
change like I think we still need this class, but we need to change it to something like that. So if we just go, I'm going to make it a little bit of a mess. It is true. I don't have a quick, graceful way to do this. All right, set. We're going to change this name to skip on text change. Does skip on text change work for you, or should I say skip function on text changed?
It works.
And we'll call it that. And we don't need this. And then, well, this will be the same thing but false. Da, 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 da. Okay. Hey. Stop that. Okay, and then set. We'll just do the same thing. Paste. Okay, let me mark it false. Oops, I got something messed up over here. Enter here. And so, but this code is not tested yet, or it might be. When I run the unit test, we'll see. Except it's going to be different. It's going to have a get and all that. Okay, so visually, did that what I do make sense? Do I?
Yes, I understood that. But now you've got to put the guard statements back in
Probably. Let's let the test.
the
See
code
what happens when we
here.
run the test,
Okay.
and then I think it will complain. And I'm trying to get rid of this.
Probably multiple tests are going to complain.
And let's run those babies. Let's let the complaining begin. Oh, is that the wrong one? That's the functionality that we haven't figured out how to make it work again. Run all. Oh, execute unit test is probably the one that works. Based on our last episode, we went through a Stack Overflow article. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, okay, something's angry because it's our code's not compiling. I think is what that means.
Override a function that doesn't exist. So that function is now skip, the skip function.
I don't like how that happened, but all right, I gotta undo just what is going on here. Sometimes the IDE helps you too much. All right, this is supposed to be skip. And if I hit enter, it's going to do some stuff I can't figure out what it does. So that's stupid. Skip on text changed. And then I got to hit escape so it stops helping me. Stop helping me. All right. And Okay. So I think it's all good. This silly thing, hide. Wow. Okay. And then this one. Super. Oh, skip. Wow, it just duplicates it. Doesn't quite work right. Okay. All right. Does that compile now? How would I know? I think it's not compiling. I guess there's no errors. Okay. Because I think there probably would have been an error up there. I'm not used to looking over there, so I have no idea if it did that earlier or not. You know, this bug symbol looks a little bit like it should be a monetary unit because it's got the vertical lines in it.
Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of true. Whenever you click on that button, you're spending a lot of money.
Really? Is that the debugger?
Yeah.
Is that what that is? Oh.
All right. So all the tests passed, I guess. But it's not I don't know.
Execute unit test successful.
This is just bizarre.
I've never seen it look like that before
when
it was successful.
All right.
Run all tests.
I don't remember what we did last.
Let's run all tests.
One of these. I thought that's what we used last time.
I did too.
Oh, and that's probably why it didn't work because it wasn't compiling. Okay, yeah, it did its job. All right. I haven't checked Stack Overflow to see if somebody's come up with a more proper way to solve that problem.
Okay, so is that yellow one failing?
Let's see.
Okay, it's got two dashes.
All right.
That's the one that we left.
No guard statement. Okay. You want to do the honors?
I have no idea how to get to that thing.
Are you moving the mouse? Oh, you are. Good. It's working.
I'm trying.
I'm trying. Irony that we keep bouncing back and forth from Zoom and other stuff.
Yeah. And so, what's the name of this test?
So you want to go fix the functionality.
When adding dash doesn't recurse.
It's about the functionality though. So go to SSN Text Watcher. Man, David, you're so focused on writing tests, but now you get to write code, the product code. Oh, see that first line, the if 31? You need to change that to match our data structure.
Okay. I'm going to uncomment it so that I'll start getting. So this should probably be text. What's it called? Text Watcher?
I don't know. I actually have to.
Is it Text Watcher action state? Dot.
The fact that we can't remember its name isn't a good sign, but.
Dot skip on text change. Skip on text changed equals true. Return.
We haven't renamed the getter.
Wrap?
You have to build a getter, a proper getter. So maybe pick the dash one, and then is deleting dash, and then go fix that code and get rid of. Pick one of those two, change its name, make it return the right state, blah, blah, blah.
What kind of, I don't know what kind of crap this is doing. I want to go back to simple caveman stuff. This is an if statement. I don't want to return after it,
that's
do I?
That's your guard.
Yes, I do, actually. That's the guard. Yeah.
Put some parentheses on the end of that getter.
So,
and then...
and then I want to go over to this thing. How do I get over
hold on
there?
The butterfly key and click on that hyperlink. And now what? Oh, okay. Try it again. Hit that text. See that where it's declared on the far right? You pass the semicolon? That one there. Yeah. Oops, not that far. That's it. Now you're in the right field. Hey, get rid of that extra crap we have in there, man.
Okay. We want text what your actions state. We want, do we need a setter?
What? Okay, now I'm
Okay.
confused. We have skip on text change, and that is the. We
Somehow
lost our
that
setter.
one got,
Okay, that's probably our setter. Yes, that's a setter. Better use the. Oh, don't do that, David. You're gonna get the computer mad at you. You should refactor it. Refactor in
what?
browser, bro.
Oh, no, it's burnt me. It's trying to
Well,
help
yeah,
me
but
too
you're gonna
much.
look at all those red little dashes you got in there.
Really?
Yeah. Everywhere, all of the call sites have to be updated. Not that there's a lot, but there's 4. So if you just undo what you did, and then do rename, everything's good, and you do it in only one step. Okay, yeah, just rename. The
Shit.
getter you don't care about right now, but go back to the bottom of that.
But I
There
can't.
you are.
Is this in the same
53.
file?
Yeah.
Okay.
Rename that baby.
Okay, 53.
Rename that for all of the kids at home so they can.
I can't find a rename,
F6.
but it's in here
So the
somewhere.
very first one. Shift F6.
It's covered up, and I can't.
Now, whether the keyboard shortcuts
read
work,
it.
that's a whole different matter. That one's been hit or miss.
All right, I keep hitting it. Now, okay, now skip on change. We want it to be set. Oh. Set skip on change.
Okay.
And hit return. And you're saying that's going to fix all my other problems.
And then
okay.
getter.
And now I want to rename this one. Refactor, rename. And get. Sorry. And then the fact that this is adding, does
Change
that
name. Yeah,
bother
totally.
you? Huh? And we want this to probably be, oh, gosh,
Excuse me.
is skip.
Okay. And then get rid of those things.
And then we want to delete these two. Is that correct?
And there's some private vars. You probably only need. Oh, that's true. So you have to probably fiddle with that constructor up there. Yeah,
This
probably
thing?
change one of those to an is skip on text change. Oh, it already did that for you. So you can just delete that first one.
This one.
Let's see if everything's okay. Now it's initializing in production. It will initialize skip on text change to false. And I think that's correct because you don't want it to skip. Okay. Nice. I think it's good.
All right. If you think it's good, it's probably good.
Yeah, let's run those. Let's see, what are we doing here? Run the unit tests. See if they
Let's run those unit
fail
tests.
or pass. I don't know if did you put the guard statement in?
I
think you did. Yeah, you did.
I think we should have fixed something along the way of all that
All right,
changing.
it's angry at our test events. I'm going to go up here,
Right,
or go ahead, go up to run all tests and make sure. Yeah, I forgot which one we were running now. I just can't be bothered to remember. Pick one of those ones and then hit the play button. Okay, I think
right.
I see a red
Not
line
working.
still. I'm surprised, but there's a red line. If you don't let me drive for a second here, I'll.
Okay.
So over here, there's that red guy. Get skip on text change unresolved reference. git skip on text change. And we called it git skip on text. Oops, there we are.
Git skip on
No, I
text
don't-
change. Changed is spelled wrong. That's a common David mistake.
And now it's all happy, so I think the test will run. Not received. Events were not received. That means there's something still not compiling. Where are the little red lines? I don't see any red lines. Maybe that means it's the other case where it's the other thing. No, that doesn't look right.
It's executing and
Git skip on text
unresolved
change.
reference.
All right.